going to be a different kettle of fish as they come towards us. He's right alongside him. He's got to be behind him at the line. He's slowing down to let him get. He's got a car leg, and so Willie right in himself. Willie's on the inside now. He's got in behind Morgan Root. Morgan Root's got it, and Willie's squeezed through. He just barged his way through, and he can make his car very wide. As I was saying to Cyril van der Merwe after that first race, Willie says, your car was very wide to pass. He says he's been doing it to me for 20 years. Why can't I do it for him? And Morgan Rood's in front, and Hepburn's right on his tail in that Sabat Opel. Cyril just collecting his thoughts, how he's going to handle this mob ahead of him. He's got the Boswell Audi of Aberdeen starting to come past him, or attempt to come past him. A few little things wrong with the car in the first race, but this time they've got it running on full song. Terry Moss wants to do well as well. They reckon their tyres take a long time to warm up, and once they do, they come on strong towards the end of the race as they go around the double right-handed Sabat Sweet. And it's Ben Morgan Root screaming his way. You can just hear the scream of that engine. It's an eerie sound as he goes down there. And there's Tony Viana, the next of the BMWs. He's the only one in this field at the moment. Peter Lance comes next in the 2-litre Golf. As it's heavy onto the brakes into the Stanek corner. It's a bank corner. It's Morgan Root. It's Willie Hepburn in second position. You can see the fans. There's Mazda fans and Opel fans and Ford fans. Here are plenty, and of course the Audi fans are here too. And those high-tech machines are popping and squeaking their way along the straight, and not too far behind them. Tony Viana's in there too, with a battle cry going up from that BMW 3.5-litre straight 6. It sounds absolutely magnificent. So Tony Viana is back in business, and George Bezuidenhout in the Marty Nissan Sentra, Marty Motors Nissan Sentra is right in there behind Peter Lance, and Willie Hepburn's getting closer. Willie Hepburn's getting close. You can see him in the front there. Cyril van der Merwe's conserving his tyres. He said he was on too soft rub in the first race that was going off, but he's got problems behind him. There's Chris Aberdeen. The flames are coming from those turbochargers on both sides of those cars. We've got V8s. We've got rasping rotaries, the triple rotary. We've got a thundering V8. They're all in this race. And Chris Aberdeen is looking very strong in this race as he lines up Cyril van der Merwe. 2 laps are gone. They're on the second lap at the moment as they come down towards us. Terry Moss is there in the Minolta Audi, and there comes Tony Viana back to his old form. We desperately need him up in the A-class cars. He's got a different specification in his motor car, a magnificent looking BMW. And Ben Morgan, who's not getting away from Hepburn. Look at the acceleration of that big V8 as he comes out of there. It's closing on him. It's got tremendous power and speed, that big V8, as it puts that power down on the road through those huge big tyres. There's Cyril van der Merwe in third position as they come down the break, and Morgan Rood is starting to lose it. He's leaving it very late. He knows he's got a lot of competition in his mirrors there from Willie Hepburn and that Sabat Opel.
En Ben Morgan Rood gaan nie naast my so gemaklike oorwinning hê in hierdie uitdaging as in die vorige wedren nie. Willie Hepburn is kort op sake natuurlik, en Willie Hepburn waarskynlik hy 17% meer krag hier onder op die kus as wat hy in die binneland het, en hy gebruik al 17 van daardie ekstra persent krag so ver as wat hy kan. 650 perre krag elkeen van hierdie klas A motors, behalwe die motor van Ben Morgan Rood, so 450 perre krag. Hy het 'n triple rotor engine, splinternuwe engine wat hy in daardie Mazda van hom ingebou het. 'n Mazda SLE 323 model se bakwerk, maar dis al ooreenkomste wat dit toon met die standaard produksiemotor. Willie Hepburn wat baie hard werk agter die stuur van daardie motor van hom. Lyk my Terry Moss het probleme met sy motor. Die Minolta motor van Terry Moss is besig om verder en verder terug te sak. Ben Morgan Rood wat aan sy voorsprong vasklou, so al wat hy kan. Willie Hepburn in die Sabat Opel rekord is besig om nader te kom. Ek dink Cyril van der Merwe is ook besig om nader en nader te kom. Dit lyk vir my hy is besig om weg te trek van Chris Aberdeen af in die Boswell Audi Quattro Turbo met Terry Moss wat al verder en verder terugsak. 3 rondes wat verby is, daar's nog 7 wat voor lê. Dis 'n 10 ronde nasionale kampioenskapswedren hier op Killarney in Kaapstad. En die skare is op hulle voete. Elkeen van hierdie 15,000 mense hier het gewag vir hierdie laaste wedren in die Wesbank gemodifiseerde sedanmotorreeks op Killarney vandag. Hulle is op hulle voete en elkeen van hulle ondersteun 'n verskillende motor. Daar is groepe Ford ondersteuners, daar is groepe Audi ondersteuners, daar is 'n groot groep mense wat vir Ben Morgan Rood ondersteun, en Willie Hepburn, een van die gewildste renjaars in Suid-Afrika. Hy's op die oomblik in die tweede plek. Deur dak en draai, deur Sabat draai is een van die vinnigste draaie hier op die baan. Volspoed in 4de rad. Wat hulle daardeur gaan teen seker 150 km/h, dan versnel hulle af in 5de rad en 'n 6de rad in die agterste poupak in die rigting van Stanek draai. Teen 240 km/h klim hulle baie hard op die remme. Dis Ben Morgan Rood wat nog steeds aan sy voorsprong vasklou, en dis 'n baie interessante kamera posisie daar. Daar kan jy sien presies watter lyn hulle deur die baie skerp Stanek draai neem, en Ben Morgan Rood is besig om in te haal op George beside note. Nee, dis Stephen Quality in sy Nissan Stanza. Maar die aksie hier aan die voorpunt in die klas A geveg is definitief tussen Ben Morgenrood en die Autofit Mazda 323 rotor engine en Willie Hepburn. Het lyk of hy 'n klein bietjie terugsak het, natuurlik die voorsprong in die agterste en in die voorste pylovak, maar in die draaierige gedeelte van die baan is daar die Mazda van Ben Morgenrood waarskynlik die mees hanteerbare motor. 1.16 sekondes tussen Ben en Willie Hepburn as hulle weer 'n slag deur Dakkumsdraai gaan. Dis net na daardie draai waar ons die voorval net gesien het toe die baanbeampte ongelukkig teen een van die ander motors raak gery is. Gelukkig vir hom net 'n been gebreek en geen verdere beserings nie. Maar ons is weer terug by die voorlopers. Nou gaan dit interessant begin raak. Die agterste stadiger klas D motortjies word ingehaal deur die voorlopers en as hulle in die pad is, dan kan die posisies hier verander. Enigiets kan gebeur. Jy kan sien die topsnelheid daar aan die onderkant van die agterste pylovak nader die 240 km/h merk. En ons is reeds deur die stadiger draai. Sarel van der Merwe is nader aan Willie Hepburn. Van der Merwe het 'n probleem. Sarel van der Merwe het 'n probleem. Dit is 'n ongelukkige dag vir hom. Hy trek by die kuipe in. Dit is 'n ongelukkige dag vir Sarel van der Merwe in die Sasol Ford Sapphire. Hy trek in die kuipe in en daarmee is sy kanse op 'n oorwinning geheel en al daarmee heen. Daar's 5 rondes wat oorbly en dinge kan nog gebeur, Basil.
Yes, and what a great race Ben Morgenrood's having again, but Willie Hepburn really closing, and we see now that's Chris Aberdeen closing on Willie Hepburn in the Sabat VHF Open record. In the first heat we saw that Chris Aberdeen closed right up towards the end and became a big threat to both Willie and to Sorrel, and then we see Sorrel in the pits, obviously not happy. His race been run, he's unbuckling himself, he's going to be getting out, obviously terminal problems there, but here comes Willie Hepburn. Willie Hepburn in the big Opel record, Sabat Opel record, through Sabat sweep once again, and then he's got the Mazda of Ben Morgan just in front of him, but there's Chris Aberdeen in the Bosel order and he's getting closer. The Bosel order getting closer to Willie Hepburn. This is what happened in the first heat. In the last few laps, Chris Aberdeen closed right up on the fellows in front and he's doing it once again. The gap now between the man in front, that's Ben Morgenrood, and Willie Hepburn, 1.6 seconds. But here comes the Audi, the Bosel Audi of Chris Aberdeen. He's closing right up. That gap's closing by, you can see it visibly closing every lap after lap, and there's no more than 150 metres between these cars as they come down into Holzhoek, and it's Ben Morgenrood, 4 laps to go. Ben Morgenrood, Willie Hepburn, that's Chris Aberdeen, the Bosel Audi. Chris Aberdeen certainly driving exceptionally well here today with the other Audi, the Minolta Audi of Terry Moss, not going that well at all. Terry battling, he's obviously got problems down on power. He's not quite there in the fight. He's falling back, he's getting slow all the time, but this is the dice for second and third place, and it's Chris Aberdeen who's trying to get to Willie Hepburn, down through the King, down towards Duckman's Dip, out on the side, on the left-hand side of the road, heavy on the brakes, they're getting into the slower traffic, but the traffic's behaving itself, and through comes Ben Morgenrood. Now it's Willie Hepburn, and watch Aberdeen. Chris Aberdeen's getting closer on the outside. He goes past the slower cars on the outside through Sabat corner. Not an easy thing to do, and he's really flying as he comes through there. He's a head down the back straight. The car's getting now to about 240 kilometers per hour. And then we see that's George Besaidnout in the centre, leading Class C at this stage. And that's Ben Morgenrood in the Autofit Mazda coming down through Stanley corner. He's the man who's leading. He won the first heat by a comfortable 3.5 seconds. It looks like he's going to win the second one. Gap now up to 1.8 seconds as they come down past the pits, down towards Holzhoek, and it's still Chris Aberdeen closing all the time on the Sabat Opel record of Willie Hepburn. Watch the Bosel Audi, this is where it's very quick, it's out of the corners, but that awesome power of that V8 Opel record gets away from him under acceleration as they head down now towards Kestrel corner, and under braking you see Chris Aberdeen close right up. He closes right up on Willie Hepburn. This is his chance. Willie Hepburn, you see the power coming now, you see that big V8, but he's not getting away. Audi's holding on to him as they go down into Duckham's Dip. On the outside of the circuit, they settle the car down, heavy on the brakes, turn it in, and now they start accelerating up towards Sabat Sweep, and it's Chris Aberdeen is right in behind Willie Hepburn, up towards Sabat Sweep. Through Sabat Sweep, he's hanging in there. He's going to have to make his move, going down into Stanley corner, but there's the leader. It's Ben Morgenrood in the Autofit Mazda up front. The Sabat Opel record, and then it's the Bosel Audi, and this is great racing. The Wesbank, second heat, the Wesbank racing here at Killarney, down into Stanley corner once again, and it's our leader, and it's still Ben Morgenrood, he's holding them off. He seems to have the race under control. Oh, and Willie Hepburn getting the car sideways. He pulled a bit of a gap down the back straight on the Bosel Audi of Chris Aberdeen. The gap now 2.4 seconds between Ben Morgenrood and Willie Hepburn. Down past the pits they come. Chris Aberdeen getting in closer. This is where he's faster from this corner. Holzhoek up to Sabat Sweep. He's got to close right up on Willie Hepburn. He's got to try and get him under braking going into one of the slower corners. Not that easy because down into Holzhoek he's got to come try and stay with Willie down that long straight. Now they come now into Castrol. Then he's back there. He's right on Willie's Hepburn's back bumper. The gap now 2.1 second between the first and second car. And it's Ben Morgenrood getting away. He's pulling the gap all the time as the second and third place cars head down towards Duckham's Dip. And see Chris Aberdeen just clipping the gravel as he goes through. He's trying to get through on the inside. He's right in there with Willie Hepburn. Can he make it? He's coming up towards Sabat Sweep. But you see the awesome power of this big V8 Roper record. Just holds off the 40. To Sabat Sweep they come. Ben Morgenrood once again down the back straight. And here they come. Down the back straight they come. And you see the speed of the V8 Roper record getting away. And Ben Morgenrood now really making sure of it. He's up to the gap's pull being increased to 2.8 seconds as he comes out of standing corner. 2.8 seconds on Willie Hepburn. See Willie Hepburn every lap down the back straight. He pulls that gap on the Bosel Audi of Chris Aberdeen. Down through the kink, down past the pits they come. Down past the pits they come, and where you can see that order, just how quick the Opel record is. He's getting away, and they're on their final lap, down into Holzhoek for the last time.
And having Aberdeen in his mirrors has certainly inspired Willie Hepburn. Has he got enough staying power to stay ahead of him? He's slowing, he's not as quick round there. The car's getting out of line. That four-wheel drive Audi, what a magnificent high-tech machine. He's going to try and drive around the outside of him, or is he? Willie Hepburn, as Sol says, can make his car so wide, take all the lines, use all the road, and Aberdeen has only a few chances left. And of course, remember their last meeting down here when Aberdeen actually shunted into the boot of Willie Hepburn. As he goes through on the inside, is he going to do it? Willie closes the door. He nearly clobbered him there as he came through the Duckham's Dip. What a feast of motorsport. This has started this weekend with the Brazilian Grand Prix tomorrow night, the Japanese Motorcycle Grand Prix tomorrow morning at 7:30. It's all action, and Willie Hepburn from this race is going to the Goodwood Oval in Cape Town and is going to do some stock car racing with Peter Lance and Jan Coetzee there tonight. He's having a busy day here, but not so busy. Ben Morgenrood is coming through to win 2 races for the day. This is a real turn-up for the books. He's pushed aside the competition from Sorrel van der Merwe, that Sassel Ford Safa, but they're certainly going to be back, that is for sure. And Ben Morgenrood's on his way to the line, and the flag, the checkered flag, is out. The gap is going to be very little. It's only 1.8 seconds as Willie Hepburn comes through in that big Sabat Opel to second spot. There's the man who won the 1400cc class. It's Dick Sorensen's son Richard won 2 races today ahead of Ray Wolford and Mike Langford. The C class was won by Peter Lance, a double, ahead of George Bezaden and then Marty Motors Sentra Coupe. Class B was won by Tony Viana in the BMW, and there's the man who's clinched 2 wins for the day, Ben Morgenrood in that Autofit Mazda. What a great job he's done, and that certainly probably made a lap record here as well. He was 2 seconds under the lap record in practice, and he's really back in business is Morgenrood, and so are the others. It's so close, and I'm sure we're going to see those out.